My name is Terrence Nelson. I am better known as Positive. So if this is a democracy and people drive policy, and we are saying, and we've seen the results of many of these referendums throughout the country, we've seen that we're up to 23 states plus so far. It seems like we are right at 50% or beyond. So that tells me there seems to be a majority of people interested in one way or the other in some form of legalization of cannabis, commonly known as marijuana, whether for medicinal or recreational purposes. Correct? So why are we still being timid about our push for legalization? That's where I'm at. Why are we still afraid to stand up for people like Colton? Well, why is I saw on the news you have a Mr. Brandon Coates who's fighting for his job. He's a quadriplegic who was recently terminated because of his use of med. Why are these people standing alone? Why aren't we converging on Washington? Why aren't we converging on our Capitol Hills beyond 420 holidays or 420 days? We've been timid. Why? Because we too don't want to be demonized. You know, if you're supporting marijuana, you must be a smoker, a grower, or a dealer, or something. Yes, I'm a senator. I'm talking about cannabis. I'm a Rasta, so you know what they're saying. Senator Nelson only wants to legalize marijuana because he wants to smoke. So I've gotten bold enough to say, listen, if I want to smoke, I'm going to do like everybody else is doing right now. I'll hide and do it. The majority of marijuana users have to hide or do hide. Do it in small circles. You don't want to be branded as such. It's a bad thing. But how bad is it? And maybe it's time that maybe we adults who feel like adults should be able to have access to marijuana for adult consumption should say, so what if I want to smoke marijuana? Maybe it's time to get bold. Okay. So what if after a hard day's work, whether I'm a custodian or a politician or an attorney or a doctor, so what if after work kicks off and I get home along with my glass of wine, I want to roll a spliff and say, excuse me, like Bob Marley said, let me roll my spliff. I mean, so what? That doesn't mean we're dysfunctional. I mean, and that is where we have to start to stand in their faces and say that. Shoulder to shoulder, hand in hand, and say, listen, I'm not a demon because I use cannabis. I'm a responsible user. We brave adults too afraid to stand up. What good are we when we can't stand up for what's right? That's how I feel about it. I believe we're on the right side of this issue, both for medicinal and what they call recreational purposes. I really shouldn't need a doctor to tell me that I should be able to have the right to smoke a spliff or eat an edible and cool out in the evenings to relieve my stress. We already know that works. And we have to adopt the attitude that it's no stopping us now. We're not turning back. The genie's out of the bottle, and we're on the road to legalization. It has not been easy so far, and it may not be easy coming up. But we're going to prevail. We're going to prevail because we believe we're doing the right thing. And when truth and right is on your side, you cannot fail.